Under the sun, the fields are alive. Cheering crowds and the teams collide. In these moments, we stand tall and free. First pride runs deep in me. With every touchdown, we rise and we cheer. Unity and spirit, the heart of the year. Raising voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zone to go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. Girls in the game, they're fierce and bright. Flag in hand, they give it their might. From every town they bring their dreams. On this field of gold, nothing's as it seems. Together we shine, together we play. In Florida's heart, we own this day. Raise your voices, let's make it loud. In Florida's high schools, we're so damn proud. From the bleachers to the end zones go, football and cheers make our spirits grow. So here's to the game, we'll rise and stand. Enthralled field, real dive band.
All right, it is time for the South Florida edition of the Blitz here as we roll into our fourth of the shows, and it is National Propane Day. Oh, I don't have any propane gas here, so forget about it. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Anyways, I'm Josh Wilson. That's Christopher Light there on the other side there. And boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yes, we have got a show tonight here. We got head coach Pierre Senatus set to join us here for the interview here on the South Florida Blitz edition. And Mark Cannon says, greetings from the Travis Powell Stadium parking lot, the mecca of high school football. And he actually got out of the parking lot this weekend.
I thought he was out of his parking lot last week.
Every Smith says sponsored by Cokersfield. That's it. I'm done. See you later. Goodbye. Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! Oh man! Oh, Mark Cannon came back to the parking lot. That's what he did. Oh my goodness, y'all are tripping me up. Y'all are tripping me up here as we roll into this here, and I hope everybody is enjoying their evening so far here as we roll into week number 8. And boy, the actual name of a propane place. It reminds me of a place called Wilford Propane when I was my years ago in Middleburg. I think it's still there, but I'm not exactly sure, so we'll have to see. But I'll look it up one of these days. But anyways, I got more important things.
Maybe they can sponsor us.
Yeah. Maybe so. We got more pressing things to get to here, and that includes talking about the latest from the Blitz Lines, and that's as we roll into it here with everything going on here as we look back on what was week number 7 into Sunshine State, Chris. And boy, there were some interesting things to talk about there with everything in South Florida. And I made you do it last week, Chris. It was Hallandale and Cardinal Gibbons. I made you do it. I made you really look at this one, and it was no contest. It was Cardinal Gibbons all day, and Hallandale was nowhere to be found on this one.
Yeah, shout out to the Chiefs. They beat my alma mater.
Yep, and with the final score on that one, sitting there, the Cardinal Gibbons Chiefs moved to 4-2 on the season with a 51-14 victory over those Hallandale Chargers, and gives the Cardinal Gibbons a district championship as well. So Cardinal Gibbons 2-13, they are in the playoffs. Jayden Torres, 198 yards, 4 touchdowns in that game, also 2 rushing touchdowns, and that's pretty much what it is right there. And Chris, I don't know how I'm going to handle this chat. I don't know if I should just ignore what the chat right this second or not. I mean, I don't know. Thanks, Mark. Thanks. All right. As we look at it, University Christian True North. How about this one? This one befuddled me. Forecast had University Christian. We took University Christian, and well, man, what was that? I don't know. Man, I'm sitting there scratching my head. Trip to South Florida ends up in a loss for the Fighting Christians, 28-8. True North gets a big key win right there for them in terms of strength of schedule. Zachary Katz for True North, 251, 3 touchdowns, and Cecil Smith had 103 and a rushing touchdown, and Malik Pinson 113 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, it looks like the long road trip for University Christian kind of played a factor in that, which is very possible. Travel all that way. You get rested on a bus like that, and then you get off the field, and it's hard to really get moving.
No, it really is hard to get moving as we talk about things here, but it really is one of those things where it's just I don't know how to handle Emery's comment right this second while we're in the middle of the Blitz Lines here. I just don't know how to handle this one. Oh man, y'all are killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. Y'all are killing me, Smalls. All right. Boca Raton, Royal Palm Beach. Royal Palm Beach, how about this? Royal Palm Beach deserves a round of applause because, honestly, why not? Because Royal Palm Beach, man, they did some. They're doing some work there under first-year head coach Sam Curry, and man, Royal Palm Beach 5-1 on the season, and they totally gashed the Bobcats 47-8. Oh my goodness, that was something.
Yeah, and when I saw that result, I was like, really?
I thought that was going to be so much closer in that situation, and I'm just kind of like, wow, okay, Royal Palm Beach is showing up here, and you know what? This week they got a big game against West Boca. I'll tell you, I didn't put it on the picks because I'm just not so sure that this is going to be one of those games that where I'm going to kind of say that maybe Royal Palm Beach, this is where they meet their match a little bit, unfortunately, because West Boca is just that good. And never mind where the rankings have put West Boca at, and from the official, we're just gonna toss that one out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah. As we roll along here, South-Dade and Miami Palmetto. Let's take a look at what Miami Palmetto did. 6-1 on the season after trouncing. Well, by the way, there's 2 games in the last Friday, and then again a makeup game on Monday. South-Dade, they beat 45-7 and just took care of business and demolished Homestead 40-0 on Monday. So 2 wins in the last several days here for both for Miami Palmetto over South-Dade and Homestead. So right now, I mean, it's Miami Palmetto, they're looking really, really solid here. 253 points against the 83 points they have given up this year. So, and they got 2 games left on the schedule here, but we should find out. Hopefully, I would say 2 games left on the schedule, but actually it's 3. I'm hoping that we hear soon what the GMAC games are going to look like for next week. No one knows what those games look like yet. They haven't been released. It's kind of confusing because I thought we were going to have them after the end of last week, but here we are. We're in Tuesday. Still no word of what the games are going to look like down there.
You wonder how many more years of this thing that they're going to deal with that. And I'm not a fan of it, to be honest with you, because it's kind of, you don't know you can't prepare for those games.
No, you can't. And Nope, not at all. And Mardark falls to Chaminade-Madonna 28-7. That was a game that basically was called due to weather as well. So Chaminade-Madonna win over there over Monarch, and Miami Northwestern over Miami Central 30-21. By the way, the projected score was 30-20, so that tells you how close the score was. Pretty much right on the point there. And some people questioned me about Miami Central. Why was Miami Central not favored? They felt like Miami Central should have been favored, but here we are. Miami Northwestern wins this one, and it shows that the computer knows something a little bit here about these teams. We're about 79% right again last week, so we're getting close to that 80% mark that we want to be at. Given that last week was a lighter week, but this week will really tell us where we're at with the computer and what adjustment I need to make here. Probably throw some more data at it, obviously, for next year, but right now I think we're off to a really good start based upon what's posted, and you can look at the forecast on 40plusfootball.com for this week's week 8 games here in the Sunshine State.
Yeah, that was very interesting to see how that turned out. So
Well, absolutely.
Yeah,
No, absolutely here. We're supposed to have head coach Pierre Senatus joining us here on the interview. I have not seen Coach pop in yet. Coach agreed last night, so this wasn't a last-minute deal. So he's got the link and everything. So hopefully he did not forget here with the interview. Sometimes that's what happens with these coaches. They say they're going to come on and they forget, and that's not something that's out of our control there, Chris, unfortunately.
Yeah, it happened, and we adjust on the fly.
Nope, we'll adjust on the fly. And we'll talk more about South Florida football, answers and questions if we don't have Coach here on the interview here. When we come back here, we'll hopefully have him coming on here once we get back. But we're going to take our break here, and we'll be right back here on the South Florida edition of the Blitz here on 40hfootball.com and the 40hfootball.com social media networks.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
Touchdown!
Juggled and caught!
I've been thinking about this for a long time. I thought, if that's out there, I want to make sure I see it and I get involved in it, because to me, this was music to my ears. I was blown away. When you look at today's kid, the millennium kid, they learn by being able to see it. If I can see it, there's a great chance that I can do it. First Down Playbook is a tool that can essentially change the way we teach the game.
All right, welcome back here to the Blitz here. Kind of had a little flip there as we come back here. And no sign of Coach here. I've messaged Coach. I've sent him a text message. I have sent him a message on the X as well. So I do not know where Coach is at. And, we'll just talk some football here because there's a lot there's always a lot to talk about South Florida because obviously the state championships are where they're going to be at in South Florida come mid-December. And boy, Chris, as we look at some things here, Chris, as we talk about this here, looking at it, South Florida, it's like it's over 100 plus programs, and we're trying to dissect who really is standing out here.
I think Miami Palmetto is standing out more and more as the time progresses. And you also got Miami Northwestern and Miami Central there, the obvious candidates. And you look at Immaculate LaSalle.
Well, absolutely. Immaculate LaSalle. Yes, another one that has really done really well here. And just looking at the top teams in the region, obviously, based upon what the Florida Power Rankings Index, this is going to give you an idea what to watch here. West Boca Atlantic, obviously, this is what it's kind of looking at right now based upon what the computer ran here past after week number 7. Obviously, you got Miami Northwestern, Chaminade Madonna, West Boca, St. Thomas, American Heritage Plantation, Southridge Central, Atlantic, Cardinal Newman. I don't think sometimes we don't talk about Cardinal Newman enough, but there's Dillard, Norland, Palmetto, Immaculate LaSalle. Jupiter is another one that's made their raise, has risen up. Obviously, Royal Palm Beach. American Heritage Del Rey has made some noise over in the SSA South of the division, so we kind of remember that. Jupiter Christian, talk about some small schools there. And obviously, you got Archbishop McCarthy, Westminster Christian's doing some stuff there in 1A. Florida Christian, obviously SSA South as well. Again, a lot that's happening here, and there's going to be a lot of teams from South Florida that is going to be in the playoffs in the next when we get to there and here in just shortly in the next few weeks.
Yeah, and one of the teams that I think we discussed it on the Driver State show is the positioning of West Boca. I think that the FSA is penalizing them for losing that game, and that's a game that they shouldn't be penalized for.
No, absolutely. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pull this up here. If I got the image here, I'm going to bring it up here for y'all, and I'm going to load it in here. All right, let's see. This, I believe, is the 7A region, 6A region 4. Actually, sorry, I need the 6A region 3 bracket. Let me pull that up real quick here because we'll talk more about what Chris is talking about here in this situation here because really it's something that I feel like, we needed to talk about. Let's go ahead and talk about it here in this one here, and that is in this one real quick, the 6A region 3 bracket here. Let me see if I can do this a little bit better here. I don't know what happened there. Let me go back to this one. There we go. Let me go to this one here. Let's see if I can I'm going to take us off screen here real quick for a moment, Chris. They say they can hear us here, so let me go ahead and see if I can pull up. It's not letting me do it here for some strange reason. All right. Anyways, here as we back to the I know I'm trying to do it and trying to get it. It's sorry for the kerfuffle. Is that a word? Anyways, what it is basically West Boca is sitting there at 4, and it's just ridiculous. It's really ridiculous. But I got to tell you, it's just one of those things that to me, it's a problem when West Boca is the top team. That their schedule has been one of those schedules that they have played. It just really. It's
there's no reason for West Boca to be number 4. They're just not. I mean, they're being penalized for losing an out-of-state game that came down to the wire. To be honest with you,
I mean, it really is one of those things where I'm just like, can someone just please explain it to me? Like, why is it like this? Why are we dealing with this? Why? I just really hope by the time we get to the point of it's time for a decision on what the playoff brackets are going to look like and what the final rankings are, that they're actually sitting at 1, because anything less than that right now for that, I think a lot of people are going to be saying, hey, this max preps ranking thing with the officially the modified max preps ranking needs to go, and it needs to be shipped on down the river.
Yeah, and
shipped out to the Atlantic.
They're not the only team that we're looking at. We're looking at American Heritage as well. I mean, American Heritage, they're getting the boot kicked too. So, despite their record.
I mean, you're absolutely right. And let me just do this here because we've got the rankings the rankings are pretty much sorted out, ready to go. Are just getting posted tomorrow. I'm pulling up 6A. I'm going to pull up 6A here on the sheet. This is where Mark Cannon says underdeveloped computer systems, and well, they've had a much longer process than I've had dealing with a computer ranking. So, why is my computer ranking telling me that West Boca is number 1 in Class 6A? Can someone explain it? Oh, that's because hey, it's important to look at strength of schedule.
Yeah. And that's something that we discussed at length throughout the show, throughout the Drive Today show. It's the ranking system. The strength of schedule is non-existent. It's like you're valuing wins over the opponent and strength of schedule.
No, absolutely, and that's where I'm just like I'm really befuddled on this. Like there's a lot there to say that it's. I mean, it really is an issue here, and and it's just, I just don't know. I really don't know. It's one of those things I wish because, well, Mark, thank you. I do appreciate that. I mean, I can give Mark Cannon a round of applause here for that one. I mean,
yeah, and for your information, West Boca is in 6A Region 3, so.
Yeah, and right now, as it stands, the computer says they're the top team in that region right now, and they're by a top team by a long shot. But I mean, Leonard is sitting there as the number 2 team in that region, and Leonard, I just don't see Leonard being the 1 seed. There's no way. And then you got, I'm so confused.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I am too, and it's one of these things that I'm just trying to figure out, and what method are they using? And that's the biggest question of all.
It just really is. It's really the biggest question is where do we go with this? How do we move along with this? Because honestly, it's like something's got to give. I know. And Emery asks a question: who's worse? The official rankings are Massey. They're both really bad in my opinion. And I gotta say, I've looked at this, and this is I'm absolutely I don't care if I don't care if you can call the ambulance for all I care. I don't care if I offend anybody in this, but after watching this for weeks with the Massey ratings, I don't know because. You're telling me that St. Thomas Aquinas is like in the 30s, 40s, and yet every other national ranking has got them in the top 25. Come on, I mean, literally. I mean, St. Thomas Aquinas. I mean, they've been mostly outside of maybe like 1 week. They've been in the top 10 in our Florida Power 25 rankings. All right, come on now. Tell me, give me a reason why. Like these rankings, like St. Thomas Aquinas is not even in the top of their class. I don't know where I'm. Help me here, Chris. Help me here.
Yeah, I don't have an answer myself. I mean, and you look at the Massey rankings, and it's like, what's happened over the last few years that's changed for that? And they used to be one of the more respected rankings in the entire country.
And I don't know if what's going on, what's happening here, what's going on. I mean, I'm gonna pull up some stuff here if I got it open here. Let's see. Here we go.
With the CalPrep being sent off into the Payland, I mean. You wonder how the CalPrep thing is, how it's affected MaxPrep, and now we're seeing that result.
No, we are seeing that. Well, because MaxPrep is on their own with their own ranking system, and I mean, someone said, Noli says, when it comes to rankings, they deal with the devil was made. I'm going to work on my own ranking system and roll it out. Noli, come on now, you're going to challenge me, Noli? I've been sitting here working on this for like 3 years.
Yeah, he's literally been working on it for 3 years. I've been every step of the way. I've been with him, trying to develop this.
It's been a chance of trying to really. They gave my alma mater a 2% and 17% chance to win these last two games, but we ended up winning both. Second one by. Are you referring to the Massey ratings? That's what I'm trying to figure out here. Is that what he's referring to here? Because that's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, I think he's referring to the Massey ranking. There's also the. Which one was it? The one out of Indiana.
No, absolutely. It's that one out of Indiana. That's another one. Ooh, let me make sure that I got that one put in right here because let me make sure that I've got this updated here. Yeah, we were pretty much 79% on the money here with the predictions here. It's it really, I mean, honestly, looking at it here, I mean, it's is there one you said out of Indiana?
I believe it. There's one in Indiana.
It's one in Ohio. Ohio has a different ranking system.
Yeah.
But it's something with some divisors like 100. It says Winston James's rankings are LRL, and I mean, but hey, rankings is what gives us conversation on shows like this.
Winston, the reason the rankings are irrelevant at the end, they're not irrelevant at the end, but they're irrelevant right now because that's what's determining who's going in and who's going out, and that's the problem. These rankings, man, I tell you what. There's got to be another way to have you have to have some kind of human element put back into it.
I honestly, here's my thing. If we're gonna use rankings, maybe look at several different sets of rankings instead of just one ranking. Like look at the rankings and line them up. Let's look at it. Let's look at what Max Preps has got. Let's compare what the FHA Power Rankings have got. Let's at what. Hey, I'd be willing in some sort of idea to look at it is some kind of licensing agreement and have the FHA be able to use this as part of look at several different sets of rankings and bring them together.
Mm-hmm. And do an average.
Do an average or something like that. I mean, do something like what they call could you take the BCS ranking and do it that way? I mean, obviously you're gonna need something that's gonna rank every team in the state. Obviously, that's what we do here. That's what Max Preps is doing on theirs. That's what the FHA Max Preps rankings are.
Yeah, I mean, if they did a combination of the Florida high school football ranking, the Massey ranking, the Cal Prep rankings, and whatever else there is out there, the Max Prep ranking, and they combine that, do it now, but then we wouldn't be complaining so much.
You're really right. They wouldn't be complaining so much, and I think, maybe part of me looks at it tomorrow or Thursday is to look at the rankings and see let's look at what we have. Let's look at the comparison. Let's look at FHA here, Max Preps. Let's look at Max Preps. Let's look at that. Shoot, heck, I might just go on Cal Preps. I've kind of looked at Cal Preps already this year, so I've kind of I bet the dollar on that one to look at what they've got. I mean, it's for the year, so it's not an issue there, but it wasn't that much. So just to have a few page views to look at it, just to kind of really break down and see what we've got here, because honestly, it just there's a lot there, Chris. It's at the end of the day, I think maybe we ought to really break it down and hey. Here's what it looks like in each of these regions based upon, hey, this is what 4-H's football.com's got, this is what Max Prep's got, this is what, because honestly, I do, Emery. I do have one. I bet the dollar on that one for that one, just so I can kind of look and see what's going on over there. I mean, I don't go on there all the time because obviously of that, but it's because but honestly, I gotta say what we've got here, what we're looking at in terms of the teams here, I feel like what we've done here with the Florida Power Rankings Index so far is so much better in terms of what we got. Student Sports Magazine National Rankings. Yes, it really, I agree, Emery. We should really have a composite and look at the rankings here. That's my thought.
Yeah. Like I said, if you combine all these things and average them out, there wouldn't be much of a controversy.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think there would be much controversy either in terms of looking at these rankings. Again, you got to be able to have a system that ranks every team. So what we've got that. We're ranking every team in the state. Every FHA team. All right, Max Prep's doing the same thing. FHA Max Prep rankings, same thing. or, okay, go ahead and pay. Go ahead and ask Cal Preps. Maybe get a light. What the FHA would need to do in order to do that is they need to if you're going to take 4 sets of rankings, obviously Cal Preps and what we have here, you're going to need to have a licensing agreement. So yes, you're going to use this for a combination. Outside of that, we would ask for a licensing agreement on that.
Yeah.
So, with that said, all right. So, anyways, we got to take our second break here, and then we're going to come back and do our pick 6 for South Florida here. Apologies, the coach did not show up after telling me. Message coach, both ways, several ways. So, I had set this up last night with coach. So, unfortunately, I'm sorry. So, but anyways, we'll do that. And you know what, Laz, we could do Laz. We could look at. Emery's giving some ideas here. We may have to work on that, Chris, but
yeah.
Anyways, we'll be right back here on the South Florida edition of the Blitz here on FortHSFootball.com and the FortHSFootball.com social media handles.
High school sports fans, follow your team live with a free ScoreStream mobile app. Download ScoreStream to get real-time scores, photos, and awesome video. Plus, follow your favorite teams and friends. Get real-time high school sports from ScoreStream.
Box Out gives you the ability to create graphics at the speed of sports to highlight your athletic department, teams, and student athletes in seconds. Used and trusted by Notre Dame, Ohio State, UConn, Marquette, Georgetown, and many more of the top college brands in the country. If you want your school's brand to stand out through all the clutter, start your free demo at boxoutsports.com.
Juggled and caught.
All right, welcome back here to the South Florida edition of the Blitz here as we roll into our favorite part of the show here. Oh boy, we really set off a good conversation here as we say hello to Sunshine the Cat here and here on the show here, making his weekly appearance or nightly appearance, I should say. But Chris, what somebody brought up here is, someone said that can you get with other writers and coaches and have a committee? That's an idea. I feel like that might be a good idea. So hey, what let's look at a composite ranking, but let's look at a composite of these multiple rankings, but also let's look what the coaches are saying, or the writers. I feel like you got to, since it's dealing with coaches, you got to, I think the problem is that coaches are already dealing with a lot. We need to, this might be better if we had a committee, maybe the writers on one side, writers like what we do here, others.
Mm-hmm.
But also look at what's composite of like different rankings, computer rankings. Like, okay, we have, ours is a computer ranking. I mean, we don't have a high tech fancy server, but we, on that particular part for this to run that, but we don't need that. It's what we've got built. It's working what it's doing. It's doing what it needs to do. I say that's what we need to do is with that is that just roll it with that. So. But anyways, Chris, let's go ahead and roll into our pick 6. We got to do this quickly because we're running short on time here because we had more chat than I realized we did. So we're just going to have to do this on the fly and do it quick here. And it is time for our weekly go round with the picks here as we, there we go. Why did it go? All right, there we go. All right. Man, before the FHA sanctioned a playoff in the 60s, that this newspaper polls that which often determine high school mythical champions. Wizard Day says digital media killed it all. I don't know. I digress a little bit on that. But anyways, here we go. Let's roll into it, Chris. NSU University School 4-3 against St. Brendan 4-2. NSU University School is a 9-point favorite over the Sabres here. Sharks versus the Sabres. Where are we going with this one quickly?
Interesting matchup. I like that Brendan, but give me University School.
No, absolutely. Here, I feel like in NSU University School, they've had some rough moments here with their schedule here so far. But as we look at it and see here, I feel like it's going to be this one. It's going to go. I'm going NSU on this one here, and as Chris said, NSU as well. And Reno is taking St. Brendan, so that is interesting to say the least. But we'll go from there and see how it works out here. And Sharks have been up and down. You're right, Winston James, as we roll along here. All right. So our next game up on the docket is Miami Carroll City 5-2 at North Miami Beach 3-3. North Miami Beach is a 4-point favorite over Carroll City here, 65% win probability. Where do we go with this one, Chris?
I was torn on this one. I think Carroll City is a better team, and I think North Miami Beach will beat them.
All right, you hear from Chris. He is going Carroll City, and so is Reno here. But I feel like North Miami Beach has a chance here, but Wake Carroll City.
I said North Miami Beach.
You're taking North Miami Beach. I'm sorry. Reno's going Carroll City, but I feel like North Miami Beach here, usually they find a way to win big games, and this is a big game for them, and I feel like this is going to be that one here. So give me the Chargers here in this one here. All right. Atlantic out of Delray Beach, 6-0. Coconut Creek, 6-1. Atlantic's a 19-point favorite over this one. We talked about Atlantic here across the city, so I think this one's going to be it's a big district matchup, but I feel like Atlantic has got a bigger muscle to flex.
Yeah, both teams are doing fantastic this year. I love Coconut Creek, but yeah, give me Delray Beach, Atlantic.
Yeah, I'm going with Atlantic as well. And I don't understand why Coconut Creek, but he may be going out to Reno Island, so we'll have to see. Atlantic. Yeah, a lot of people's going Coconut Creek gets his test, and it's going to, Winston James says that they're going to fail. But all right. Our fourth game is Plantation 3-3 versus Archbishop McCarthy 5-1. McCarthy a 12-point favorite over the Colonels. Where are we going?
I like McCarthy in this one. It's not even going to be close.
Yeah, I think McCarthy's going to win this one and pick up their second district victory. And on the other side is to see what happens with Norland. Well, actually, they already beat Norland, so the other side is to see what happens. Actually, I'm sorry, excuse me. Is they will have American Heritage Plantation went on the other side for a district championship matchup. Are these state championship locations for this year the same as last year? That is the correct answer. Yes, the Villages and Miami.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier today.
Yep. All right, our fifth game is Bishop Road 3-3, Glade Central 6-0. This is for a district championship. Glade Central is a 3-point favorite over the Vikings, giving the Raiders a 62% chance of winning.
Yeah, I like Glade Central in this one. Bishop Road got a lot of questions about, and they're capable of beating Glade Central, but I don't think they're going to win in Belgrade. Yeah,
and I'm going Glade Central. I agree with you. I echo those statements. Going with the Muck this year. I feel like the Vikings are down. Give me the Raiders, who are on the trajectory of up here. So, and Reno takes Glade Central as well. All right, our final game here for the pickings for week number 8 is Miami Norland versus American Heritage Plantation 3-3. The Patriots are a 13-point favorite over the Vikings. 89% chance of winning this game. Where do we go?
I like American Heritage big in this game. Miami Norland kind of struggled. But yeah, give me American Heritage, and they should be ranked higher than they are.
Yeah, I feel like so. But they're still number 1, by the way, in our Class 4. They will still be the number 1 team in our Class 4A rankings when they come out here, and it's still a top 25 team here in the Sunshine State. So definitely give me American Heritage for the win on this one. All right, Chris, as we wrap it up here pretty quickly here, that's it for our pick 6 here for week number 8. Any final thoughts as we wrap this up?
Interesting week in South Florida coming up. Like I said in the last show, this is the week. This is one of those weeks where the district play starts creeping in and start taking teams off the board.
No, absolutely here. And the number of teams that will probably be undefeated here after this week, that number is going to shrink a lot here, I believe, as well. So we appreciate everybody joining us here on the South Florida edition of Blitz. We'll be back here in just a couple minutes here for the Tampa Bay edition of the Blitz, where we'll have head coach KB Belton Jr. from Leonard High School down in Ruskin at the southern end of Hillsborough County joining us for the interview. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. Appreciate it.